Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Fire Emblem 7 Hector Hard Mode Iron Man Edition. So last episode we did chapter 13 and we unlocked Guy and we were contemplating on whether or not to do this chapter, and I decided that I would do it because even though there is a risk of losing one of my good units, I can play it really safe using Marcus, and any experience that I get on an essential unit is experience that I wouldn't have gotten otherwise. So, after weighing the pros and cons, I figured that the pros outweigh the cons, so I decided to do this. So this chapter, if you didn't do Lin mode, is the first Fog of War chapter that you will encounter, and you'll quickly learn, especially in Hector mode, that Fog of War is kinda BS in this game. It's pretty annoying because you don't know where all the enemies are, but one big thing is that the enemies kind of cheat. Um, if you don't see an enemy in Fog of War, you can't attack them because you can't select them to attack. However, if an enemy doesn't see you, but they're still in range of you, they can still attack you even though they don't see you because it's an AI, and the AI still knows you're there. So you can get attacked from Fog of War sometimes, and it can get pretty annoying, but this is the first map, so it's not the worst. It's still kind of hard though. The way that this map is structured is you kind of have Merlinus here in the center. Look at this nerd. Merlinus dies very easily. He's probably going to get doubled by pretty much everything. His only saving grace is that he's on a forest, but even then, it's still kind of unlikely-ish that he'll survive combat. I have played this chapter before, and he has gotten lucky dodges off of nomads and stuff, but it's better to play safe. So the way this map plays, you have Merlinus in the center, and then you kind of have all of these areas around him where the enemies try to make their way in and attack him. So you kind of just have to clog all the holes pretty much and survive for 7 turns. Right here, this bridge, the one to the right, is going to be the most dangerous one. You're going to have to encounter sword units, axe units, and the nomads. So you're going to want a unit that has good control over the weapon triangle. It's pretty tanky. And Marcus fits all those standards, so he's going to be right here. He's probably going to chill with his Silver Lance. Then this other bridge right here, the one to the top left, it's going to be the second most dangerous spot. You're still going to need to tank a lot in this area, so we're going to put Hector there. Then down here to the bottom left, you're really only going to have to deal with this bandit because everybody else on this side is going to be going through this snag bridge that they're going to make, and I'll talk about these guys last. And then over here, a bunch of bandits and nomads spawn. They take a second to get to the village, and I'll talk about the village later. Usually they will come through this snag area here. And then this part, it's kind of deceptive. You see the snag there, and you think, okay, maybe you'll have like a churn or something to get all your units situated. You don't have to worry about the snag. But actually, enemies break down the snag turn 1, and usually the archer or the mage will come up, and if you get unlucky and your Merlinus doesn't dodge, they'll just kill Merlinus turn 1. So it's a kind of dangerous area. You have to stop the bleeding really quick. The snag makes you think that you won't, but you will. The way I used to play this, back when I played Eliwood normal mode a lot, is I'd have Oswin sit on this bridge, and he'd pretty much tank everything down here. Then I'd have like Hector or something just kill all these guys, and I would send Marcus up here, kill like every enemy that spawns, and then take the village. But unfortunately, this is Hector hard mode, so the enemies are harder. Oswin probably wouldn't be able to tank all these axe guys. Marcus, I don't think he'd be able to survive every enemy that spawns up there. He'd probably get overwhelmed. And enemies would have a lot of openings to sneak by and kill Merlinus. I don't want to deal with that. So I probably won't even be trying to get this village. If I recall correctly, the only thing you really get from the village is money. And we've already sold our secret book that we got earlier, so we already have a little bit of money. And because of that, we kind of bought ourselves the ability to not need to go for this village. So we don't really care if this one gets destroyed. And this will probably be the only village that is like that. So, like usual, I've planned out my first few. I'm going to be putting Guy in this area because all these axe units are really good experience for him. This map in general is a pretty good map for training Guy up. You still feel a lot of his base bonuses, so he's pretty good. Advantage against all the bandits, and he's going to be on a forest, so he's probably not going to die. We're going to be using an iron sword for the bandits and the killing edge for the nomads. I have Marcus up here. Like I said earlier, he is the best all-around tank, and this is the most dangerous area. Hector right here. We're going to be putting Eliwood with Oswin in the back with a javelin to stop all these guys right here. And we're going to be leaving Dorcas on this forest to tank this guy, and have Rebecca shooting pot shots from the... And then once he's dead, we can move up Rebecca to help out Eliwood. One other thing, it's kind of obvious if you've played Fire Emblem a lot, but I feel like I should mention it. Matthew, he's a thief, and thieves have larger viewing range in Fog of War, so it's deployed. I mean, he's forced to deploy, but later when you have the choice to choose what units you deploy, it's nice to deploy at least one thief. And I believe Oswin has the torch, yes. If you give a torch to a thief, the range will increase even further, so you always want to use torches on your thieves, but you don't have to, obviously, if you just can't get it to your thief, because it still gives a lot of range. Okay, so you can... Okay. Silver Lance will probably almost break this map. It's kind of unfortunate, but like I said, like I always say, if you use it, you need to use it. It'll make our lives a lot easier, so I'm going to be trying to give a sword to Marcus, actually, because there are axe units there. Leave Eliwood here. Trey's kind of doing Bartray things and pretty much not existing. Lowen, does he have a javelin? No, he doesn't. He will just be sitting up there, kind of. Okay. It's kind of unfortunate that guy can't kill these bandits. It's not really his fault. He's only had like a level up or two so far, so we can't expect him to have too much strength, other than his base strength. I would be able to kill the bandit with the killing edge, and normally, if this were later in the game, I would opt to kill the bandit. However, it's kind of early game, and the killing edge can be put to much better use later, and the bandits probably won't even hurt me. So I can just take it slow and use this on the worst weapon. Okay, so the first couple turns you'll see enemies just destroying snags a lot. So it kind of gives you a little bit to get situated. Like I said, these enemies to the left of the island will destroy the snag on turn 1. And if we didn't put Eliwood there, they would be immediately running towards Merlinus. I don't know if Merlinus actually moves in Eliwood mode, but he does move in Hector mode. I believe he'll only move after he gets attacked, though. You don't really want him to move because he's on a forest right now, and there's no other forests in his range. However, he can, if he moves down, he can get away from the nomad's range, and that's pretty nice. Although obviously you don't want him to get hit in the first place. Okay, so Eliwood kind of has to clog this area. Dorcas can 1v1 this axe guy pretty easily. Okay. It's kind of unfortunate that so many of these bandits have hand axes, because it does take a bit longer than I'd like for guy to kill them all, because he has to walk up to all the hand axe ones. Okay. We will move Hector up by 1 because there are nomads that come through this area, and they can just come down right here on the bridge and snipe Merlinus, and they will double Merlinus. I don't usually use mines or pure water, although I know I should. I actually think I am going to use the mine here because I feel like an enemy will come here eventually. And before I walk into the mine like a idiot, though. Okay, so it doesn't look like there's a lot of enemies up here right now, but a lot more will spawn. Usually in Hector mode, you won't really be even seeing the boss. The boss is up here in this top left corner. Usually you're too busy trying to have Merlinus not die to actually make any meaningful push towards the boss. The boss doesn't even move, so you won't really be seeing with him unless you have level-ups early and your units can kind of just one-shot everyone. You can rescue Merlinus, and that is a idea, but it's like you can rescue him and have a dead unit because he's rescued, and Bartray is already a dead unit. But you could also have all the units contribute and then just protect him, because you're going to be protecting this area either way, because this is the best spot to have choke points on all the enemies. Merlinus, just because he's safe right now anyway, so it's not like rescuing him is going to make him use Bartray for rescue training Sarah anyway. Like, you see, I'm kind of trying to make use of all my units, even Bartray. Even though, he doesn't have, like, a weapon or anything. Ah, come on, Rebecca. Sure. Matthew's kind of just on vision duty. Here's that nomad I was talking about. If I didn't move Hector up, the nomad would probably be killing Merlinus right about now. Ow. I didn't end up putting Guy on the forests because I kind of got a little aggressive. So hopefully that won't backfire too hard. Looks like the hand axe bandit is moving up to the village, which is nice because then Guy won't have to deal with him. And like I said before, the village is kind of doesn't really matter. Looks like everybody's going down to hit this snag, which is nice because it does give me a little bit of breathing room. Like I said before, the enemies are gonna be trying to kill all the snags because they're things to attack. Okay, let's see. Does Guy have... Okay, he does have a vulnerary. I'm gonna be moving him back onto the forest. Like I said I would in the first place, because it does give him a nice dodge bonus. Better to use Rebecca here. Just if she misses, it won't matter as much as if Dorcas misses. Oh, nice level, Rebecca. Really wanting me to use you, aren't you? Okay. Okay. I can't one-shot this guy anyway, so moving him up wouldn't really do anything other than put him in danger. Okay, it allows me to... This rescue chain here with Bartray, Lowen, taking Sarah, it allows me to heal Elliewood while keeping Sarah out of danger. Like I said, rescue chaining allows you to do these things. Seem small at first, but if you do it a bunch of times, it adds up. Okay. What did I say would happen? What did I say would happen? I called it. I knew I would forget about this mine. Oh, dude, that's so sad, actually. I can't believe I actually did that. Okay, we're moving our guys a little far up right now. See, Oswin isn't doing anything, so I will have him rescue most. I don't think this guy can double Matthew. 7 speed versus... Well, this just got interesting. That's not exactly how I... Oh, no. Oh, thank you for being tanky, Hector. This would have just been done by now, but because I moved Hector up, he's taken a little bit of damage, and I've exposed Merlinus. Just making it harder for myself. But hey, you know, what kind of gameplay would this be if I didn't make it interesting? Trust me, I didn't do that on purpose. I actually just suck that bad. Okay. Come on, Elliotwood, dude. Enemies in Hector hard mode just have so much speed, it really sucks. Okay, these hand axe uses that I have been saving are going to be useful now versus this nomad. We can move all of our guys a little bit. It's kind of unfortunate that Mark's double in some of these cases. It really comes to show how much speed these nomads and Myrmidons have. Okay. I don't know if I want to do this, because which could hit awesome. I don't want to calculate it because I'm lazy, but it might if I get unlucky, I don't know. Okay, level up. Oh, come on, guy. If he keeps getting levels like that, I'm not gonna use him. It's fine. You get plenty of units that are viable. I mean, Guy's useful right now, but if he keeps getting sucky level ups, then there's no point in really continuing to use him. Okay. Just keep doing this rescue chaining here with Sarah. We will try to drop Merlinus this turn by getting him with Dorcas. I want Oswin to get back into the fray, and when he has this skill, hard for him to do anything. Okay, so I move this guy here. Give Merlinus here, and then drop him here. Because, like I said, there are nomads that spawn in this right area. But there's nowhere really else that I can... It's fine, I can keep him on Dorcas for now. It's not like he's in any danger of dying, or that he's going to be doing anything. It looks like enemies with that Hector programming, rather than continuing to fight when they're low on health, just moving out to the forts. It's a turn limit map, so that the enemies are pretty much as good as dead. when they do that. Okay. Looks like we've stopped the bleeding so far. Oh, Marcus level up. I think this is our first level. See? Oh, nice levels. He's leveled up speed, which is really good. As you can see, the axes do weigh him down a little bit, so more speed is always nice on Marcus. Okay. I think I might be able to kill this guy with Oswin, but I might hold off on it just because I want more experience on Elliewood. He'd deal 16 damage if you hit him from a range. What if I do this? It's a little cheeky play, but doing this gives Elliewood a kill. Just swap out Elliewood and Hector, because as you can see, there's only really axe unit guys up here. So Elliewood's fine. Here's another level for him. No strength, but he got skill and speed. I'm trying to decide whether to kill the axe guy or the nomad. I think because I have weapon advantage on the axe guy, it's better to... never mind, he doesn't even double the nomad with the killing edge. And he doesn't kill him guaranteed with the iron sword. It's better to just get the guaranteed kill. Guy's level up was a little bit unfortunate. If he had leveled either strength or speed there, I think he might have been able to kill the nomad. But he leveled neither, I believe. I don't exactly remember what he leveled. Okay, move Dorcas up here. This nomad is getting a little too close for comfort. I still have a turn. If he decides to go straight for me, I still have a turn with relative safety, so I can stop the bleeding a little bit more up here with Marcus and then just move him down. Oop. That's not what I wanted to do. I wanted to make sure he had the sword equipped. Not a lot of people know you can do this. Change the weapon that your unit has equipped after they've already done their move by trading with them like that. The weapon at the top is the one that they'll have equipped. Alright, so we quote-unquote the mage back to heal. This area to the left is pretty much safe now, I think. I'm still going to be leaving somebody there, because better to be safe than sorry, but... Oh, ow. Whew. I don't think I killed Elliewood, but... Still glad it didn't hit. Don't want to test out that theory, you know? Can this guy pick up Osman? God, Lowen, you strong man. Right, so he's not missing anyway. I was thinking like, oh, what if he misses and then the bandit hits? I think the best place to move that guy is just to keep him there. Okay, I'll want to heal Elliewood here. There is merit to having your weak units rescue your other weak units just so you can have more space to move the important guys around. I want to kill this uh, mage here. Just because mages are kind of dangerous at this point when all my units have lowish res. Uh-oh. That's fine. I think I want to move a guy in front of Elliowood. Because Elliowood might die if a bunch of unlucky stuff happens there. Like, I don't know if the bandit hits him, the nomad hits him, then he kills this bandit, but the bandit hits him before he kills him, and then the mercenary hits him. I don't know. It like a lot of these situations that I worry about are unlikely, but they kind of all add up through the course of the entire game. And, you know, if just one of those unlikely situations actually happens, it could end up screwing the entire thing over. So, a lot of the times you'll see me be playing really safe. Wow, there was a lot of guys hidden in the fog of war, wasn't there? Jeez. It's a good thing I put Marcus on the forest there. I kind of forgot what weapon he has equipped. I think it might have been his lance. Let's see what weapon made him waste all those uses on. Yep, it was the silver lance. Last turn, I'm thinking, oh, maybe I can get this village after all, but nah, Marcus is a little too far away. Let's see skill on this guy. Nice. We recklessly on this last turn because it is the last turn. Just get a couple kills. Oh, no mads, dude. See how much damage do they deal? It's just 2 damage. That's I don't know why Marcus doesn't have an axe. A lot of my units just have random weapons that I don't want them to have. Once I finish this chapter and get Merlinus, that'll be remedied. Merlinus is... Some people just don't value Merlinus enough. He's just so good. The ability to... I mean, it's obviously it's not Merlinus in every game that lets you do your battle preparations, but in this game, just unlocking the battle preparations, the ability to store your weapons, it's so good. I really undervalue it. Oh. Watch Marcus die here. Honestly, like, Marcus's most useful level is the next level, so if he does die here, it would be kind of sad. Oh, there you go. The little rat man here gets salty. We save Merlinus. Alright, well played. Nobody died. We got some sucky levels, but we got through it. At least, I'll use Guy a little bit longer, just because he's good. He has good bases still. But I think once I get to Raven, I'll probably replace Guy with him. Actually, just a little commentary on the story here. I know I'm not going to be going through the cutscenes a lot, but in this part, I really like how in normal Elliowood mode, you don't really see the part where Hector is like... Okay, I mean, Hector doesn't trust, what's the guy's name, Eric? He doesn't trust the bad guy here, and Elliowood's like, oh no, he's a nice guy, and then Hector kind of grumbles off, and then in Hector mode, you see him, see it through his point of view here. Yeah, right here. I think that's pretty cool. It happens a lot in Hector mode. It kind of adds to the replayability of the whole thing. But I think it's nice. kind of makes Hector more likable as well. Well, I'll see you guys in the next chapter.